that was really mean. Oh, that was really mean. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Akila Monroe. And we are back with another video, and as I'm sure you all read the title, which is probably why you clicked on this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things your esthetician wish you knew, or wish you understood, or wish they could say, you know what I mean? So a lot of these things is just like everyday common knowledge that you should already know, especially if you are already getting waxed. So if you don't know these things that I'm about to tell you, your wax specialist, you might need to have a conversation with them, because they should have been telling you these things. And also just a common courtesy thing, like a lot of these things are just common courtesy, okay? So before we get started, make sure you go ahead and like and comment on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe. Like, I'm seeing the views starting to come in, so let's just get those subscribers in as well, and let's go ahead and get into this video. As I mentioned before, and as you read in the title, this is 5 things that your wax specialist wants you to know. And I'm gonna start at the bottom of the list, and I'm gonna work my way up. So coming in at number 5, just as simple as it can get, be on time to your appointment. Like, seriously, like, you don't understand. If we set your appointment for 3:30, okay, and depending on the type of hair that you have, how long you have been getting waxed, and if you do some of the other things that are going to be on this list, if you're late, we are not going to be able to get a good wax on you, because at the end of the day, your appointment time was set at this. You weren't there. We're going to continue with our day. We're going to continue with our time, and it's not fair to us to have to be late on our next guest just because you were not considerate of our time. Most places you go to and get waxed, they do allow a grace period, and personally at where I work, we do have a grace period, which I'm not gonna lie, I think the grace period is just way too long. It's about 9 minutes. I really think they should knock that down to 7 or 6, because if I'm doing a Brazilian wax, and the type of wax specialist I am, I want to get every single hair. I don't want you to leave with any hairs. But out of a 15-minute wax service, if you're 9 minutes late, that gives us no time to complete your service, and then you're going to be left with hairs, and you're going to be upset. And not only that, just depending on your at-home care also very much contributes to if you're going to get a good wax or not. But so just be on time, be considerate of us, because we don't want to be behind. We don't want to be rushing through your service, because I like to talk. I like to get to know you. What's going on in your life? Oh girl, this is going on in my life. Like, I like to have that conversation. So don't cut our session short, because one, I'm not talking to you, because I'm talking to you, but I'm focusing on trying to get you in and out. I'm focusing on trying to get it done. Whereas before, we may have had like an extra 2 or 3 minutes to really just chat and kiki, but like also get on the table. That is another thing. Like, when you come into the wax suite, don't take your time lollygagging. We get it. We get a lot of first time guests. I have a lot of people come to me that have never gotten waxed before, so you're a little bit more shy. I understand that you have to work through it. It's comfortability, but you know what you came over here for. Let's get it going. Undress, get on the table. We don't have time to talk and for me to coach you for 6 minutes out of our 15-minute service. Like, we need to get going, especially if it's your first wax. This is going to be harder than the other ones anyway. So number 1, just be on time and be considerate of our time. So that's number 5 actually. So not number 1, but like number 5. Be on time. And that's gonna bring us to number 4, which I kind of started talking about it a little bit, like with your at-home care. Y'all need to exfoliate. You need to get a good exfoliator from the person that you go to get your wax. Find a chain and go buy some stuff. That is really important, because exfoliating is going to help you get that smooth wax that you are looking for. If you're not exfoliating and you're just thinking that, oh, we're going to come in, and that is the case for some people, I'm not going to lie. I do have a couple of guests that, you know, don't really exfoliate much, and they get a clean, perfect wax every time. But also, those guests have been coming to me for a long time, and at the beginning they already put that work in. It is so important for you guys to exfoliate. And then exfoliating rule number 1, do not exfoliate the same day, 2 days, or 3 days after a fresh wax. It is going to do more harm than it is going to help, because you're already freshly waxing that area. As along with freshly waxing that area, you're getting an abrupt exfoliation. That first layer of dead skin is already coming off. I don't know if y'all get waxed and your waxers show you the wax that they just lifted up, but I always show my guests, and I'm showing them the hair roots that we got out, the sebaceous filaments that were in their pores, and I'm also showing them, look, this is how much dead skin was in that area. So that is going to help, 1, alleviate that dead skin, 2, give room, or just make the wax easier. I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to articulate it. And you peep that video in the back, that's my get ready with me. And if you haven't watched that, make sure you go ahead and watch that, okay? The views, I think the views are at like 1.4 thousand. Oh my god, y'all. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure you go watch that video, and like and comment on that one too. Moving on, or continuing with what I was saying, exfoliating is such an important thing. And let's go ahead and talk about what type of exfoliators you should be using, okay? 1, a sugar scrub. If you are using a sugar scrub, especially in the bikini area, take it out of your restroom and throw it in the trash, because we do not want to use that, and let me tell you why. So bacteria thrives in warm, wet places as well. Bacteria loves glucose, right? So 1, you're using a sugar scrub in the bathroom, in the shower, which is a warm, wet place. So already in the bottle or in whatever little thing you're using, it's growing bacteria. It's already growing because it's warm, wet, and then you don't take it out of the shower when you're done using it. You leave it there, because if you take it out, you're gonna forget to do it. It's already growing bacteria, right? And then you're using it on the bikini area, which is also another warm, wet place. It's gonna thrive. And then especially like if you live in a place like Texas, because I live in Texas, it's hot. Texas, down south, we thick, our thighs rubbing together. It's hot. You don't want to create more sweat, especially like after a fresh wax. Like we always say, 24 to 48 hours, you should not be working out, you should not be sitting in the bathtub, and you should not be going swimming. Oh my god, I don't know why I just thought about that. I had a guest come get a wax that same night after I told her this exact thing. She went swimming and then came back to me the next day with a plethora of like bumps and things, saying like I did something, and I went over everything that I told her again the day before and asked her, did she still go swimming? The answer was yes. We're gonna move on. But so that's why at-home care is very, 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 very important. If you're not taking care of it at home, why come? That's just number 1. And so another thing, this leads me to number 3. So far at number 5 we have be on time to your appointment and be considerate of our time. Number 4, we have exfoliate, because that is really important for you to get a good clean wax to get every single hair up, right? Is that at-home care. And excuse me, number 3 is stay hydrated. Before I became an esthetician, when I would try to go get my facials and try to get certain things done, I would hate when the esthetician asked me, do you drink water? Because like 1, I do, but like 2, what does that have to do with anything? My skin is dry. Like, what am I gonna do? What is water gonna do to help? Water actually does a lot to help. And I'm not gonna go into all the like logistics and the whole explanation of why water is good for your body, because honestly, especially for black people, a lot of times we think we have dry skin when we really just have dehydrated skin. You know, those Bath and Body Works lotions that y'all love, that we all love, I ain't gonna lie, well, I can't love them because I have eczema and they irritate my skin, but you know, those topical lotions that don't penetrate deep into the skin, like, it doesn't work, honey. That's why when you go outside, especially, like I said, especially in Texas, you feel nasty, you feel like sweaty and sticky. Like, those lotions are doing nothing for you, sweetheart. You need to get something that is going to penetrate deep. And at first I was only using this active ingredient on my face, but I have recently started using it on my body. Not today yet. I'm very much ashy, so please leave me alone. Hyaluronic acid, like hyaluronic acid is going to help, especially if you're in a more like humid climate, attract moisture into your skin, into wherever you apply it. And that essentially is just what you need to do. Attract moisture, drink more water. It's gonna be hard for like the first week, but the more water you get into your body, and it'll adjust and go to the right places that it needs to go to. On top of using hyaluronic acid, on top of using a lotion that actually is going to hydrate and penetrate through the skin. That is so important. So stay hydrated, use a lotion that is actually going to penetrate. And if you guys have any questions about any of the products that I am using with hyaluronic acid in it, or just deep moisture products for lotion, especially if you have eczema, because like I said, I have eczema, so I have to do a little bit more as far as hydration and making sure that products are going to penetrate into my skin. If you need tips and tricks on that, follow me on Instagram, my personal Instagram account, and then also follow me on Akilah Monroe Aesthetics, because essentially that is going to be where I'm going to be launching my products. When I am ready to start booking appointments for waxes, or not for waxes, for facials and other things, that's where I'm going to be doing it through. So make sure you follow Akilah Monroe, Akilah_Monroe, and Akilah Monroe Aesthetics. Those both will be in the comment section or in the description box. So yeah. And then that brings us to our number 2 point, is be understanding if we can't get all the hairs up, because sometimes we can. And as a waxer, as the type of waxer that I am, I do find myself more often than not going through and tweezing out those very, very stubborn hairs. But let's just be realistic. I'm not going to be able to do that for every guest, especially if our appointment was set at 5, let's just say 5:30, and you don't pull up until 5:45 or 5:43, honey, we're not gonna be able to get the good wax. It's okay. So let's just layer it on. Let's layer it on, and let's just say you're the worst guest ever. You're 10 minutes late. You don't exfoliate. You're dehydrated, honey. In that 5 minutes that we essentially have left to do your wax, I'm not going to be able to get it done. Like, you're just going to have to rebook at that point. If you know you're going to be more than like 7 minutes late, just go ahead and rebook the appointment. But that's not what we're talking about. But so just be understanding that we're not going to be able to get every single hair up. I find myself more often than not, like I said before, going through and tweezing those very, very sporadic hairs that the wax just won't get up. But we can't do that for every guest. We have a time to stick to. And then too, if it's more of a wider scale, so like if there's like a plethora of hairs that won't come up, then that's where us as waxers have to take a look at the guests and see what they're doing at home. Let's get you some exfoliators. Let's get you some body washes. Let's get you something, a mask to put down there, because just waxing is not going to get it. And you guys have to do your part. You have to do your part. So be understanding that we're not going to be able to get every single hair up every time, especially if you are a new guest. Like if this is like your second time getting waxed, especially the first. If this is like your first, second, or third time getting waxed, you're not going to get a 100% full clean wax. Unless after the very first time, or even before the very first time, you were already doing this at-home care. But let's just assume that you didn't know at-home care, that you didn't know like how to prepare for these things. It's not going to be the cleanest wax. You might have a hair or two left around, you know what I mean? So just be understanding, because we're humans too. I am not a miracle worker by any means, okay? I'm not a miracle worker. So things take time. And then if you're not doing any of the other things that we mentioned, that's going to make it take more time, that just realistically in the beauty industry that we just don't have. Especially if you're working for somebody else's establishment. Now, like if you go to someone and they have their own spa, unless their rules are the same, because a lot of people's rules are the same, we just don't have time to spend 45 minutes waxing you, or even 30 minutes. We don't have time to spend 30 minutes waxing one person. So yeah, so just be understanding. We're not going to be able to get up every single hairs at the beginning all the time, or even if you've been coming for a long time, if you are not doing your homework, if you're not doing your at-home care. And number one, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but I am gonna say this because you'd be surprised. Do not come and get waxed if you have not taken a shower. Do not come get waxed if you haven't taken a shower. As a professional and as a woman, I understand that sometimes things happen. Sometimes certain odors you can't get away from, and that could have a lot to do with what you put into your body, as far as what you eat, what you drink, that type of thing. So what you put in your body very much can come out down there as far as an odor. But so in those cases, I understand. And also as a professional, I'm never going to say anything to a guest. That's why this title is called 5 Things That Your Wax Specialist Wish They Could Tell You or Wish That You Knew. Because no way in any shape or form should anybody be saying that to you to make you any more uncomfortable in an uncomfortable situation. You're laying out, you're exposed. No way is it my prerogative to make you feel even more insecure about your body, because wow, almost every woman that I have that gets a Brazilian wax, we're all insecure, and it's like a common thing. So no, I'm not gonna say anything to you on my table because I'm not trying to make you feel some type of way at this already like indecent exposure that you're having to let somebody do this anyway. You know what I mean? But be considerate. You'd be surprised at how many women just come in like fresh off of a workout, off of a hard workout, or fresh after a long day of work, and there's discharge or just things, tissue paper, other things that I don't want to talk about because I don't want this video to get flagged. It's unacceptable, and honestly, for someone to just come lay on the table like that, you should be embarrassed. Or you should be embarrassed, but you should at least have more consideration for your waxer. And I'm a waxer. I always have wipes in my room because like I said, I'm a woman. I understand things happen. I understand you can't control certain things. Take some time if you need to go to the bathroom. Use the washcloth wipes that there should be provided for you. And also, if you're a waxer that does not provide those wipes, and you are talking like this about your guest or saying that, oh my god, I can't believe, you have nothing to say. Because as a woman, especially since waxers are mostly women, I've never seen of a male waxer, and I have, but they're not waxing this intimate service for women. Well, I don't know what they do, but I just hope they're not. If you do not provide those wipes already for your guests, you have no room to talk. You cannot say anything. So like, I provide wipes. I'm never going to be like, hey girl, do you want to go use these wipes real quick? I'm never going to say that. So I always say, as soon as they come into the room, hey, you're getting this service today? Cool. So did you need to go to the bathroom? We have wipes on the counter. If you say no, I'm good. Okay, go ahead, undress from the bottom down and hop up on the table and let's get started. That's it. I just let you know that it's there, and it is your choice to use it or not. But just for me and just for your waxer, please be considerate, because that is a really hard area to navigate. Because as a woman, I'm not going to say anything to you because I don't want you to feel any more uncomfortable than you probably already feel. But also, damn, you know what I mean? Oh, that was really mean. Oh, that was really mean. Or even, because sometimes it's not even down there. Some people get on and they're wearing their sneakers with no socks all day and their feet stink. Like, it's just, or waxing their underarms, which that I understand because I'm going to wipe off your deodorant anyway. So a lot of people just get out the shower and drive straight to get their wax, and even like I said, they don't put on deodorant, but it's hot in Texas. So walking from the car inside the building, you're sweating and you're hot. So I understand, but just be more diligent and be more considerate that, okay, let me make sure I get to my appointment 5 minutes early so that I can have this time to go to the bathroom and do what I gotta do so I'm not late. So like I said, all of these things are tying in together. I don't know if you know this, but we're just gonna go through that list one more time for the people in the back, or the people who are just now getting here or are doing other things and not really listening and just have this on for background music or background noise, because I do that a lot too. So just to wrap it up, the 5 things that your waxer wish they could tell you or wish that you knew. Number 5, be on time to your appointment. Point blank period. If you're late, first of all, I charge a deposit. If you're late past my grace period, that deposit, 1, is non-refundable. Be on time. Be on time. Be on time. Be on time. Exfoliate. The only way that you're gonna get that clean wax that you're wanting, that all of your friends are talking about getting, that everybody is trying to convince you to get, one of the only ways that you're gonna be able to do that is an exfoliator. So visit. Sugar scrubs are out. Sugar scrubs are out. We're not doing sugar scrubs, and let's go ahead and talk about that right now. Exfoliating does not mean using a sugar scrub. Do not use a sugar scrub. Use a coffee scrub, or go to your local like European wax center and get their exfoliator, or go to like Milk and Honey, or like go to, what else, Pretty Kitty. Get a Pretty Kitty kit. Like, do anything but use a sugar scrub. Number 3, stay hydrated. Being hydrated and having enough water intake and being moisturized does play a really huge part in any wax on any part of your body, especially the legs, because the legs are a different beast. Number 2, be understanding that sometimes we're not magicians, we're not miracle workers. We won't be able to get all the hairs up all the time, especially if you're one of our newer guests. And number 1, just make sure you be conscious of your hygiene. Be conscious of your hygiene. Okay, so those are the top 5 things. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, show it to all of your friends. Make sure you subscribe, guys. I'm seeing the views, but let's get the subscribers, the comments to match the views. And just remember, if nobody else loves you, I sure do. Peace, y'all.